Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Time now is 7:23. All right, so how is social media changing the newsroom? And what do people want to see more of? Here to answer some of those questions is our social media expert and new Fairfield County resident, Chris Ruby. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice that you finally moved to the state of Connecticut. It's about time.
Thank you.
Well, good deal, good deal.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm in the news business, and now we use Facebook and Twitter and what other crazy concoction is out there a lot more than we used to.
Yes.
Yes.
Social media has entirely changed the news business for traditional as well as on-air news as well. And are you using your sources, your Facebook friends, for example, are you utilizing them as relevant sources? Do you have a company policy around this? What are your social media guidelines and who's overseeing them? All of this is extremely important in terms of how you're using this new technology.
Like we use Facebook here, like we use it this morning. We interact with our viewers, try to get them engaged in whatever the topic of the day is. So we use it that way. We also use Facebook to post when breaking news is happening. So when people are online, they can see, hey, this is happening. Maybe we'll watch the news tonight to get more information. So I think that's the way we're using social media now. But how else could we use it to improve our connection with the viewers?
I think there are a bunch of different things that you could do. One is to definitely ask open-ended questions. People love to feel like their opinion matters and you're listening to what they're saying. Two is to definitely do different promotions and things that will tie them in to what you're doing and to create a community around it so people feel they're connected to you. And to have a policy around, are you doing separate fan pages for each of the anchors here? Or, I mean, what is your internal social media strategy? Do you have that laid out?
I think, yeah, here's some things that we have, some tips. Versed in social media, very important. Stories to break on sites, fact-checking in real time. Yeah, that's also a good point on how you can use social media, is to fact-check in real time. Twitter's also very popular.
Yes.
We all try to Twitter about what we're doing, what's going on, and hopefully we get enough people to follow us so they can stay abreast of what's happening.
Followers are incredibly important, but also what are you retweeting versus not? What's okay to retweet on behalf of your personal versus your professional Twitter account for WTNH?
Correct.
You know, and it's the same thing in especially for print publications. I see that's really an area that's struggling with this right now. How do you break stories online versus pulling in what other people are saying? Because people are the media now. Be the media. They can be their own media.
Yeah, people at home. I mean, it could actually become a full-time job.
Yes.
Being on Facebook and posting your own stories, and on Twitter also posting your own things. And I mean, look at something like Perez Hilton, somebody like that. I mean, he has his own blog.
But there are so many of them now.
But there are so many of them now that do it through Facebook. So it is the new. I mean, the internet has really taken over the news business. I mean, television is kind of like a sidebar now, where I think more people are getting their information from things like Facebook.
Absolutely, but and also if you're interviewed by a reporter, what's the protocol for how quickly you can post that online? How fast will that reporter never ask you on air again if you post that they just interviewed you for a story and you've just broken their story now, before they had a chance to?
Yeah.
Are you respecting reporters' guidelines? I mean, no, people have to create that as we go along. With Westchester Magazine right now, we're doing that. And it's really interesting because it's an entire shift to digital media.
So what are the magazines trying to do to tap into this?
We are trying to socialize it. We're trying to create an entire strategy around, you know, are we going to have different fan pages for each of the editors over there? Are we going to separate it into different segments to show, follow us by this content or food content, or I'm doing something on the Night Fly with them, where that's all real-time coverage. That goes up in about a day and a half. That's very different. I mean, because they're a monthly magazine. So news going up in a day and a half is much faster.
So are the major newspapers also doing this? Are they also
They're all socializing. Yeah, we're doing video integration. They're all doing Facebook, Wall Street Journal, New York Times. They're huge on there.
Yeah.
And they have, the other tip I want to say is that you need to hire someone where this is going to be their full-time job.
Absolutely.
As your community manager.
It really becomes a full-time job. Chris Ruby, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'll see you in Greenwich.
I know. Thank you. We're neighbors.
Neighbors, yes.
All right, everyone. Please head on over to WTNH.com. From there, you can go to our weekend section, and from there, you can link up with Chris Ruby. She's got all great ideas on how to use social media.